Anuradhapura's path to sustainable tourism leadership. Distinguished colleagues, honored guests, and esteemed representatives. It is a privilege to address you today on the future of Anuradhapura, a city that embodies both the spiritual souls and historical depths of Sri Lanka. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Anuradhapura is not only a monumental reminder of our ancient civilization, but also a living landscape where heritage, spirituality, and community intersects. Therefore, here I am speaking to you on a sociological analysis about advancing sustainable tourism in Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka. As we stand at the crossroads of global tourism growth and local preservation, a central question emerges. How can Anuradhapura develop as a leading tourism destination while safeguarding its heritage, empowering its communities, and ensuring environmental sustainability? This presentation will explore 5 key dimensions of sustainable tourism in Anuradhapura. Firstly, I will talk about community empowerment and ecotourism. Secondly, a heritage conservation and waste management. Thirdly, innovations in hospitality and eco-lodging. Fourthly, cultural immersions and wildlife conservation. Fifthly, digital innovation and forward-looking strategies. Finally, I will conclude with a strategic recommendation for positioning Anuradhapura as a benchmark for sustainable heritage tourism in South Asia. Contextualizing sustainable tourism in Anuradhapura. The study examines many initiatives and strategies for sustainable tourism in Anuradhapura, and this paper highlights the intersection of heritage conservation, community empowerment, and eco-friendly practices. The paper also offers comparative insights with other heritage destinations to enrich its academic contribution. Community empowerment and ecotourism and social inclusivity, cultural preservation, environmental protection are most important contexts that will be discussed in this paper. Community empowerment and ecosystem. The foundation of sustainable tourism rests upon the active participation of local communities. Without them, tourism risks becoming extractive rather than inclusive. In Anuradhapura, initiatives such as various tourist projects such as Safe Village demonstrate the transformative potential of community-based tourism. Women-led eco-lodges, artisan cooperatives, and locally managed homestays generate employment and circulate tourism revenues within the community. These models directly contribute to Sustainable Development Goal 5, gender equality, and Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. Importantly, they also foster cultural continuity, ensuring that tourism enhances rather than displaces local traditions. Tourists who engage in rice farming with villagers, dine on locally prepared cuisines, or purchasing traditional handicrafts become participants in a meaningful exchange. In this way, tourism strengthens both livelihoods and the cultural pride. Heritage conservation and waste management. However, community empowerment alone is insufficient without robust heritage conservation. Anuradhapura is uniquely vulnerable to pressures from both religious pilgrimages and international tourism. The Poson Festival, for instance, attracts hundreds and thousands of visitors annually. Spiritually enriching mass gatherings place immense strain on waste management systems. It is important to align heritage management with the SDG 11 Sustainable Cities and Communities. Ecolodging and biophilic designs. Ecolodging in Anuradhapura embodies principles of sustainable architecture and hospitality. International comparisons underscore the urgency of this challenge. In Hampi, India, inadequate waste systems demand the visitor experience and threaten cultural integrity. These lessons remind us that effective waste management is not a peripheral concern, it is central to safeguarding heritage. For Anuradhapura, every act of littering diminishes the sanctity of a site that has endured for centuries. Waste management, therefore, must be framed not only as environmental stewardship but also as cultural reverence. Innovations in hospitality and eco-lodging. Turning to hospitality, Anuradhapura's accommodation sector has begun embracing eco-lodging and biophilic designs. Resorts in Anuradhapura and nearby Puranagama integrate principles of sustainable architecture, extensive tree planting, vegetarian cuisines, organic farming, and meditation spaces. Such innovations align with research on eco-hotels, which highlights their contributions to biodiversity conservation and carbon reduction. Crucially, this positions Anuradhapura within global dialogues on wellness and sustainable hospitality. Wellness tourism is one of the fastest growing global markets. When integrated with spiritual traditions, meditation, retreats, and Ayurveda, Anuradhapura can differentiate itself as a holistic tourism destination, merging heritage with contemporary well-being practices. Cultural immersion and wildlife conservation. Equally vital is the evolution of tourism from sightseeing to cultural immersion. Contemporary visitors increasingly seek participatory experiences, engaging in paddy cultivation with farmers, attending traditional dances and their workshops, joining cultural tours led by village families would be an ideal proposed strategy for tourism. Such models strengthen cultural resilience, diversity, local economies, and advance SDG Goal 12, responsible consumption and production by promoting local food systems and artisanal crafts. Furthermore, cultural heritage must be understood alongside natural heritage. The Hurunu Forest Reserve, located near Anuradhapura, is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve that exemplifies this linkage. Responsible elephant safaris conducted in this area illustrate how biodiversity conservation can generate revenue while reducing human-wildlife conflict. By integrating cultural immersion with wildlife conservation, Anuradhapura offers a comprehensive model of heritage tourism that respects both people and nature. Digital innovation and forward strategies. Looking ahead, digital transformation is increasingly recognized as a catalyst for sustainability. AI-enabled marketing, digital visitor platforms, and eco-conscious branding workshops already support local operators in Anuradhapura. These interventions reduce reliance on paper, improve operational efficiency, and expand market reach. However, greater coordination is required. To advance sustainability, I recommend 7 strategic measures, and I will be reading them here below. Institutionalizing destination management organizations, the DMOs, to coordinate stakeholders, including SLTDA, local government, and communities. Secondly, expanding community-based tourism models, prioritizing women-led initiatives and artisanal markets. Thirdly, promoting sustainable mobility through bicycle rentals, pedestrian pathways, and electric shuttle services. Fourthly, strengthening eco-certifications for accommodation providers aligned with Global Sustainable Tourism Council criteria. Fifthly, establishing a university-led observatory for monitoring tourism impacts and providing evidence-based policy advice. Sixthly, developing a branding strategy positioning Anuradhapura as a spiritual and wellness hub, linking meditation and Ayurveda with heritage tourism. 7th point, as well as the last point, is encouraging public-private partnerships to fund eco-infrastructure, renewable energy, and waste management facilities. It is important to recognize that sustainable tourism is not merely an economic strategy. For a city such as Anuradhapura, it is fundamentally a question of identity and legacy. In conclusion, Anuradhapura exemplifies both the challenges and opportunities of sustainable tourism. Community empowerment, heritage conservation, eco-lodging, cultural immersion, digital innovation together provide a roadmap for success. But the true test lies in implementation through coordination as well as coordinated governance, evidence-based monitoring, and inclusive participation. If pursued diligently, Anuradhapura will not merely be remembered as the ancient capital of Sri Lanka, it will be recognized globally as a contemporary leader in sustainable heritage tourism, a city that honors its past while guiding the future. Let us therefore approach this task not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to demonstrate that sustainability and heritage are not opposing forces, but mutually reinforcing pathways to progress. Thank you.